Welcome to the Midnight Horror Club. My name is Tina Anderson, and on this channel we talk all things horror, crime, conspiracy theories, and scary stories. If that's something you're interested in, then please subscribe and let's get started. Last night, something really fucking terrifying happened. I was in bed, so I went to bed at 10. And then I woke up about 2 hours later and I heard two men talking in my living room. So I turned on the light and then my fiance asked me if I was okay. And I was like, not to freak you out, but I can hear two men talking in our living room. And I don't know if I'm going crazy. The thing is, a few weeks ago, I had this weird week where I was just paranoid and I kept thinking that someone was breaking into our apartment. I kept being really paranoid. I was sure that someone was in our flat and I was sure that someone wanted to break in. So anyways, fast forward to now and I can actually hear people in our living room. So he was like, I'm gonna go check it out. And I was like, you're not going alone. I've seen movies. You're gonna get killed. So I decided to go with him, and then we were stood outside the door and we were both just like, oh my god, we can both hear two men talking, and we were so freaked out. We opened the door ready to fight and no one was in our living room. What the fuck? So it was really quiet, and then suddenly we just both jumped because the men started talking again. Turns out it was my computer. The night before, or when I was before going to sleep, I wanted to watch some videos on YouTube. So I finally found some videos I wanted to watch, and then I got too tired, so I just closed my computer and I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow. Then apparently my computer thought it would be fun to just start playing those fucking videos when I'm asleep. Thanks. So that was really creepy. I am a bit sleepy because it happened last night, so please bear with me if I sound a bit tired. Anyways, today I'm going to be sharing 3 scary stories, and they all have the same theme, and it's Home Alone. Okay, so make yourself comfortable, grab a blanket, a cup of tea, whatever you want to feel comfortable, and let's get started with story number 1, The Kitchen Ghost. I was sitting in our living room watching TV one night, and no one else was home. In the kitchen we have a fridge that has dual doors to open and a lot of decorations all over it, including a small magnetic chime thingy. I'm sitting there when I hear the chimes ring. So I mute the TV and listened, thinking maybe a family member was home. Nothing happened, so I turn the volume back up and keep watching TV. A minute later I hear what sounds like someone sneezing in our kitchen, and it didn't sound like any of my family's voices. I tensed up and thought someone had broken into our home. I'm shaking at this point, but I'm being quiet and listening. A few moments go by and I hear the fridge doors open and then slam shut so hard I can hear glass jars inside it rattling. I ran into the kitchen, ready to whoop someone's ass, and there was nothing. Told my family about it and they said I was just being paranoid. But we've had guests come over to the house and they say that it feels weird in there. Oh, that's creepy. You know what? Not to say that someone wasn't there, but our fridge makes the weirdest noises. Sometimes it sounds like a little girl. Other times it sounds like a cat. So it could be the fridge. Story number 2. The Tin Man. I used to be a babysitter. It was about 9 p.m. and the kids' parents would be getting home in like an hour or so. I had put the kids to bed, so I was downstairs by myself watching TV. However, every so often, the TV would flicker with static. To be honest, it was starting to scare the crap out of me. It wasn't until the point when I looked up from the TV and out of the nearby window when I lost my shit. There wasn't actually anything outside, but it seemed as if it was in the reflection. I saw what looked like a tin man standing not too far from me behind the couch. Needless to say, there wasn't actually anything there when I snapped my head around to look at the spot where it was standing in the reflection. I grabbed all my stuff and wanted to get out of the house then and there. Instead, I ran upstairs and sat quietly where the kids were sleeping until the parents got back home. For some reason, even though there were sleeping kids, being in the company of others calmed me down. I particularly remember when the parents came home and I had started to leave. I was pulling out of the driveway in my crappy old Ford Laser, and I looked up into the kid's bedroom window. The same reflection I saw earlier was looking back down at me with a hand raised as if waving goodbye. I never babysat again. That is so creepy. Can you imagine all that Tin Man out of everything? Oh, I would shit myself. I would actually shit myself and leave the kids. That is scary. That is scary. Okay, let's move on to the last story. Story number 3, the presence. Once I was laying in the guest bed of my home, facing the wall, when I heard the door open. I thought it was my aunt, so I asked her if she could turn the lights off. But I didn't get a response. I asked again and still no response, so I just brushed it off. Then I felt something lay next to me in bed and thought it was her, so I turned around to ask her why she didn't respond, and there was no one laying next to me. I immediately got up and slept in my mom's room. Oh my god. You know what? I've heard this from a few people that they feel someone lying there and then there isn't anyone. I would shit myself. So I think the last story was definitely the creepiest. Which story did you like best? Let me know in the comments. Alright, that is it for this video. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you next time in the Midnight Horror Club.